This intake has the best for job opportunity for international students, and aside that, there are a lot of job opening for on-campus students. Like I told you, when you actually work on campus, you can work unlimited hours. There's nothing like 20 hours per week. You can work till you drop anything. You can work as long as you want, as long as you can work. So in that type of view, just target this intake. If welcome back again to another unusual video, another video you're not expecting. So make sure you sit on the chair, take your popcorn, anything, and then move forward, because this one is going to be like I hope you listen to me, or I'm going to tell you what I think. So guys, today's video I'm talking about fall versus winter versus summer versus spring. Even me, when I hear fall, summer, because I'm actually from Nigeria, the only time we used to resume it, we just have one academic session. So when I started this channel, when I wanted to do admission, I started hearing spring, summer. I was like, which one is this one? The only two weather we know in Nigeria is rainy season and dry season. So all this spring, summer, clinical. So when you hear this spring, summer intake, this thing, blah blah blah, is mostly common with European countries, and that's because they have 4 different types of weather. So they try to name the admission process according to the weather in that this is. So when you're applying to maybe Asian countries or African countries, you will not hear anything like admission for a clinical for either summer or summer, and it's always like one admission per year. But there are other countries, they actually have different admission for them. So now, for most of it that will be confused, I will actually be explaining months of fall, summer, winter, and spring, so that you guys will understand, because this one has actually been another confusion for me as well. So now let's go to our 30 days as September, April, June, and November, or the rest. You know the rest. So now let's go back to the basics. That's just to enlighten everybody, for you to have an idea, and I try to like explain it in a simple way so that even in years to come you will still understand, because most times most people are confused about this fall, summer, this day. They don't even know the difference. Now let's start with the first month in the year is what? January. So when you talk about from January to February, that is what they call January intake. And this January is winter. Around this January, that is when you will notice winter. That's when your friends in outside the country, they used to wear all these their clothes, snap inside snow, and be peppering us that they're outside the country. So January and February is always those times that they have real winter, gang. It's always this time. So that's why they actually call it winter season. So if you're applying to admission, or if you're applying to any school or any country, they say winter intake. This does not mean, when I talk about winter intake, well, like I said, the winter intake is January and February. In that January and February, that means the admission would have started since when? Maybe like around November/December. Admission does not start, depending on the country, admission starts at least 2 months before the start date. Some countries say they started 3 months before, some start 4 months. So everything depends on the country, depending on the course, depending on so many. Maybe like places like UK now. UK used to have high intake very well. They keep fluxing in. Even Canada used to have high intake of students, right? So normal admission before they will actually start class is always like a month before. But because there are so many international students coming in, so they used to open their portal. In fact, we are in 2022. Some people have started taking admission for 2024. I am not joking, guys. I am not joking. Some countries, some schools, they've started taking admission for 2024, and that's because of the high this thing. So anytime you want to apply to any school, the first thing you should figure out if you're going for the fall, the spring, the summer, or the winter, and that's why I'll be telling you the different and the best one. So once you figure out which one, just minus 2 months from it, or even 3 months, in fact 4 months. In fact, you can use 1 year and just say, I'm coming 2025 fall. Just put my space there. I hope you understand that. Yes, you can do it. They can just keep your space there. They will keep it there. You just pay your tuition fee, everything will there. You go not say you don't secure spot. So don't wait till one day to. And sometimes even when you feel like, oh, admission is closed, I want to rush everything, don't rush it. there are some semesters, there are some intake that will not pay you as an international student, and that's why I'm making this video. It's not all for summer and this thing that you should apply to. Some just allow them to pass, and that's why I'm making this video. So we talk about January and February. Their intake is always intake, and when they start the school gangan, when you will resume, is January/February. Though it's usually between December, January and February. December, January and February. That is the winter time. That depending on the school, depending on the country, some can start class by December, late December. But most schools, they don't used to conclude their academic this thing. You know, during that December time is when people will have this festive period, Christmas holiday. So they will just shift their opening, and they will just open their class. They will start at the class proper by January. So let's just say January/February is winter. So the next one is March, April, May. March, April, May. That's the one they actually call May. May intake. So that first one, right? Shift first. That first one, January, February, is actually called winter intake or January intake. So most of this intake, depending on the country, depending on the school, they can name it according to the season, or they'll just pick 1 month from it ahead. So when you hear January intake or winter intake, just know that they are talking about your academic session that will start by January/February. So the next one on my list is May, spring. So this spring, in normal this thing is spring is when winter is already going, and then maybe the snow will come, it will go, is mixing with little bit of summer. There is no real life snow again. Depending on the country, there are some countries that the snow goes easily, but places like Canada, it used to take time before their snow used to escape. It used to take time ahead. There are some countries, and it's not there are some cities in some countries that once it's after February like this, their snow will just disappear as if they never had snow. While their sun will be going small. So spring is more like a mixture of winter and summer and rain together. It's this is today it can snow, tomorrow it cannot snow and everything, but generally spring, that's what spring means. So spring is March, April, May and June. That is always during that time that they actually call it. And then these 4 months, they actually call it as May intake. So when you hear May intake or spring intake, just know that they are referring to March, April, May, June. Like I said, depending on the country, there are some countries that their own spring is March and April. That's when they will start. There are some that they will start, but majorly just when they say spring intake, just have it in mind that your class is starting by March. So that means you should have sent your admission process and everything by January. Do you understand? Like I told you, always add 2 months, because especially if it's a destination country for so many international students, always remove 2 months. So the next on my list is summer. We all know summer. Summer is when there is complete sun, no winter, no rainfall, no anything. Complete summer that you know when they talk about summer body, that you wear your normal clothes, you do your fine girl, fine boy and everything. Summer, real life summer. So summer is between June, May, July, August, and then June, May. Sorry, what am I saying? So summer is between May, June, July, and August. So this is summer, and most times they did not actually pick a month for this one. You know, other ones they have January intake, they have May intake, but this summer one, they don't really have like any intake for it. They just call it summer. That's because they feel like every country has summer, so they don't pick any month for it. But then if you see summer intake, just make sure that you're actually going to resume around May, June, July, August, any of those things. And we all know that the semester is mostly 3 months, right? So anyone depending on the country. So next on my list is 4, and this 4, the month is from September, October, November, and then December. That is 4. And in this 4, most times they used to call it September intake. That's almost like the most popular one, and that's one we even do in Africa and Asia. Most times that's the most popular one. September intake. So September intake starts from real life September, October, November, December. So when they say September intake, that means your class is starting by September, October, November, December. But then if you're going to be applying for September intake, that means you would have started your admission process around May, around June, around even January save. Like I told you, you can start your admission process any time of the month if you're going for this thing. So always had like 2-3 months, and that's why I say depending on your course, depending on the country, depending on the school, depending on when their what is it called, is it admission rate for admission, what is it called, international students. So depending, so don't just wait till admission is not yet clinical, start sending your application. So now that you've actually know the difference between fall, summer, winter and spring, now you already know the month, you know when to send your applications, you know when to apply. And we have some countries that they have just two seasons in a year. They have just for January and September intake, right? We have some that they have just 3 in a year, like Canada. I know that Canada has just 3 intake mostly in a year. They have just the January, the May, and then the September. And then we have some countries that they have all the 4. And then aside that, even with Canada, that I know that they mostly have 3 seasons in a year. We have some courses that is only they open it just twice, and that's why I'm telling you there are some courses that is just twice in a month, I mean in a year, that they open it, that they have admission this thing. Some is just 3, some is just 1. I really doubt if there is 1. So the first thing is know the competition of your course and know how competitive it is for you to know the type of the. But regardless of anything, which of these do you actually feel like is the best for you to actually apply as intake? Let me tell you, from my research and according to what I feel, September intake is the best that you can actually apply for. And you know that when I started this video, I told you that in Africa, in Asia, the one we are used to is September intake, where we will start class by September. We start class by September, that we don't used to know. They don't used to do new admission by January. So is that this? So the best bet is September. So why do you actually feel like the best bet in September? When it comes to September intake, you have their in fact all universities, all countries. That's when they have openings to all courses. Like you have a lot of courses to choose from, lot of varieties, lot of everything. There are a lot of courses to choose from, and this September is when they take in most students. You see all this January intake, spring intake and everything is the one that they did not see space for people. That's when they will now open, and that's why you guys notice that when you want to apply for January intake, spring intake, you notice that some courses are not open, some are already filled, some are already. So it's after they've done all their September admission that they've taken people. When they now say we have 2 space left here, we have 3, we have 4, that's when they will now open it. So that all those January intake, February intake, clinical intake, it is not the real admission. This that one is just like to cover up for the extra space. So this September one is the real admission time that they are really admitting people. Loto. So this one you have access to so many courses, and at this time you have high chances of getting accepted. Just maybe if you have some what's it called, you don't have good grades, for example, you finish with 3rd class, HND, or this is the best time for you to actually what's it called, apply to schools, because there are a lot of spaces and also. But then your best bet is what? Applying early. So if you know that you have any grade that is not too this thing, your best bet is apply early. So let them give you admission, pay your tuition, and just stay one corner and wait. Then a few months after, you can now go and apply for your admission. So September is your best time. So if you have any course in mind and everything, but then another thing is September intake is when it's more competitive, because but then even with the competition, there are a lot of spaces, and that's why I said early bird, that's this thing. But then when it comes to this September and everything intake, because of the limited space, somehow they want to go for the best bet. So if you have 3rd class or you don't really have good grades, they'll just want to say and that person will come job. But you see that September intake, they somehow like give you admission based on first come first serve basis. You have so many this thing. And aside that, the most important thing, September, like I told you, September is actually fall. So fall is summer, like a mixture of summer and rain, summer and little bit of winter. You have summer, you have winter and everything. So for a new person that you're actually moving into a new country, what is your best bet? Your best bet is to actually go in a time that It is not too cold, it is not too hot, a time that it will be easy for you to adapt. Regardless of wherever you're coming from, every country has their own level of adaptability. You know, you're moving to a new country, you're moving to a new environment, and most especially new education system. Maybe you're coming from Africa, you're coming from Asia. The educational system in your country is different from this one. So your best bet is to target a very good weather, for you to go when it's actually a good weather, so that for you to adapt, it will be easy for you to adapt, because most people cannot really cope with the cold. Some people, when the cold is there, they cannot even be productive. So it's always good. September is your best bet, because the weather is always very clear at that time. You still have a bit of summer and maybe small breeze, small rain, depending on the country. So, and again, aside that, when you actually move in by September, you will actually be able to like explore the city. Like when you move in, you will explore very well, check everything you want to check. You know, it's easy for you to look for a house and check. Imagine if you actually go during the winter and then you are looking for a house. We all know that it's not always easy to look for a house. I'm sure you know that it's not easy to look for a house. So imagine looking for a house inside winter. You'll be putting on jacket, you'll be doing like this. Is this one bedroom? Is it clinical? At that time, you will just want to take anything you see, because the cold is too much. So it's always better to go winter. September is your best bet. The weather is fine. You can see highs. I know in some countries, in most countries, during the winter, right? Everywhere gets dark easily. So even if your agent say you have to check an apartment for by 4 p.m., that 4 p.m. is already night. So when you want to go and check an apartment, everywhere is looking dark already. It is when you now move in, you now start seeing, oh, I didn't see this, oh, I didn't see this, I didn't see that. So September is your best bet. September is normal time. No early darkness, no early nightness. No, you can see with your 2 eyes. So September is your best bet. And again, aside that, your best bet is job. How will you be an international student and then you don't have access to job? So if you see students complain that, oh, they got to this country, they did not get job. You know, as an international student, it's not always easy as you think to actually get the job. So when you actually go to September is not that time that there are a lot of job opportunities. What did I say? Lot of job opportunities, because you see all this by month, September, October, November, December, because it's actually getting close to festive period, to Christmas period. So many companies are opening up. In fact, if you get to some store, they will start doing small discounts like that. So they need more hand during that time. That's when you'll be exposed to a lot of job opportunities. So aside just getting admission, one of your best bet is target best job opportunities. So that's why I will actually recommend this intake. This intake has the best for job opportunity for international students. And aside that, there are a lot of job opening for on-campus students. Like I told you, this semester actually has the opening for, that's the highest admission rate. So at this time, since they are admitting more of international students, they will need more help in school. They will need help with maybe keeping track of files, bookkeeping. This one, like, you will see so many campus jobs. And you know that for countries like Canada, when you actually work on campus, you can work unlimited hours. There's nothing like 20 hours per week. You can work till you drop anything. You can work as long as you want, as long as you can work. So in that type of view, just target this intake. This September intake, just go, because you can work in the campus. You can work as teacher assistant, lecturer assistant, clinical assistant. There is a lot of job opportunities for you. So that's one of the major reasons to actually consider that. Then I hope I've said anything. Then another thing that you like to know is scholarship. Most important, some of you know that studying outside the country is very expensive. So when you actually pick this intake, that's why I make this video. For versus summer versus this thing. Most scholarship, in fact, not even most scholarship, 98% of all scholarship is opened during this time, during this session. That is when they open it. When you come to September intake, that's when you be seeing different scholarship, MasterCard scholarship, that scholarship, clinical scholarship, so many scholarships will keep running. Like I've explained, that it's getting to the end of the year, right? So many companies are trying to, some can see it as a means of advertisement or means of, that's when you see so many scholarships from September, October, November, and then December, January. That's when you will see so many scholarships. And some of these scholarships, even if you see some scholarship that maybe are under major or this, they can tell you that this scholarship is for September intake or anything. So when it comes to, when you're looking for scholarship or grants, right, scholarship or grant, September is your best time, because generally it is the normal time for actually admitting students into the university. I hope I've covered everything. Then another thing is visa does not really have effect whenever you apply to anything. So if you're watching this and you feel like, okay, you've missed September intake or anything, just calm down. Don't rush, just calm down. September intake is your best bet because you have access to a lot of course, and most importantly, money, especially if you've not paid your tuition. September intake is your best. So far, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and of course I will see you in my next one. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe.